Welcome to this interview practice session, where today we'll take a look at some questions and model answers focused on the health and safety competency. This competency falls under the RICS mandatory competencies and is applicable to all pathways. And the following questions and model answers are really designed to cover this area in detail to help candidates feel better prepared for their final assessment interview. So without further ado, let's go straight into the Q&A practice. And the first question we'll take a look at is, please explain your understanding of the term HSE. And to address this, we can say that HSE stands for the Health and Safety Executive, and the HSE is the UK national authority for managing work-related health, safety and illness issues. The HSE acts in the public interests to reduce work-related injuries and incidents, and their aim is to protect people's health and safety by ensuring that risks are properly managed. They also support businesses to change and adapt in order to remain compliant with occupational health and safety legislation. The next question we'll take a look at is, what is the considerate constructors scheme? And to address this, we can say that this is a non-for-profit independent organisation founded in 1997, and this was to improve the image of the construction industry. Considerate Constructors encourages contractors and their supply chain to implement best practice procedures for site operations and engagement with surrounding communities. Initiatives include promoting cleanliness of building sites, minimisation of noise pollution, and engagement with local communities. Another question we may be asked is, what kind of incidents are the causation of most deaths within the construction industry? And to address this, we need to reference that falls from height cause the most number of deaths within construction. We may also be asked a question checking our understanding of the cause of most long-term health issues within construction. And to address this, we need to reference that this is breathing in hazardous dust and fumes. We may also be asked a question of our understanding of the term Beaufort scale, and this is used to measure wind speed, which is very important when working at height. We may also be asked a question checking our understanding of when visitors are most likely to have an accident on a construction site. And to address this, we need to reference that this is when they first arrive or start work on a new site. We'll now take a look at a scenario-based question about what we would need to do if we were to find an injured person on site. And to address this, we would firstly need to assess the situation without putting ourselves in immediate danger. We would call the emergency services if the incident was serious, and we would need to raise the alarm and call for help, again without putting ourselves in immediate danger.
Is the Health and Safety at Work Act. And to address this, we can say that this is the primary piece of UK legislation governing health and safety. This sets out the duties of employers, self-employed persons, persons in control of premises, employers, manufacturers and suppliers, and they must safeguard health and safety of employees and members of the public who are affected by their work. This is enforced by the Health and Safety Executive, and penalties can include fines and imprisonment. What are the Management of Health and Safety at Work Regulations 1999? And to address this, we can say that these require employers to carry out risk assessments, to make arrangements to implement any necessary measures, and appoint competent people and arrange for appropriate information and staff training. The next question we'll take a look at is, what are the key implications of the updates to CDM 2015? And to address this, we can say that there is now more focus on clients to put in place arrangements to ensure health and safety. Clients can no longer assign their legal responsibilities to external agents, and there must be a declaration of how long contractors will be given to plan and prepare for construction work. Clients are deemed the principal contractor or CDM coordinator for any period during which other appointments aren't made. A follow-on question we may get to this is, what are the key implications for cost consultants? And to address this, we can say that if they specify materials, working methods or prepare specifications, they will be deemed to be designers under the regulations. This means they have to comply with the obligations for designers under the regulations. Question 52 is, what would you usually find within a pre-construction information pack? And to address this, we can say that this would typically include a project description. It would include clients' considerations and management requirements, for example any hoarding, welfare, facilities and traffic restrictions. It would also make reference to any environmental restrictions and any references to existing on-site risks such as site restrictions, previous health and safety issues, any ground conditions or existing services. It would include significant design and construction hazards and any health and safety file requirements. The next question we'll take a look at is what components would you normally find within a construction phase plan? And to address this, we can say that this would include a project description. It would include the proposals for management of the works, including site induction, training, communication, and welfare facilities. It would also make reference for arrangements for controlling significant site risks, for example, handling of deliveries and working at height. And it would also make reference to any health and safety file proposals. The next question we'll take a look at is what would you normally find within a health and safety file? And here we can say that this would need to include any health and safety information that will be useful for the planning of future works or maintenance. This includes a brief description of the works that have been carried out, any residual hazards which remain and how they have been dealt with, for example, any surveys or other information concerning asbestos or contaminated land. It would also include key structural principles, for example, any bracing or sources of substantial stored energy. It would also include reference to any hazardous materials that have been used, for example, lead paint, pesticides, or special coatings. Another question we may be asked under health and safety is what is an F10? And to address this, we can give a very concise response and say that the F10 form is used to notify the health and safety executive of the project. We may also get a follow-on question asking what components would you normally find within an F10? And to address this, we can say that this would include the address of the construction site, the name of the local authority where the site is located. It would give a brief description of the project and the construction works it entails. It would also provide contact details for the client, the principal designer, and principal contractor. It would also provide an indication of the time allowed by the client for the PC to plan and prepare for the construction work. It would give the planned date for the start of work and the duration of the construction phase. It would also provide the number of people at work on the site at any one time, and it would be signed by the client. The next question we'll take a look at is a level 2 question asking us to reflect on our own experience. So this is on the project described within your critical analysis. What measures did you or your company undertake to ensure good standards of health and safety and when either undertaking your work or delivering the project? And to address this, this will be obviously very specific to your own experience. You will need to talk in the past tense about the procedures that you personally have put in place. So this could include, for example, the preparation of any work risk assessments. It could also include the wearing of personal protective equipment on site, adhering to contractors' site rules. You could also mention attending any site inductions. You could make reference to ensuring health and safety was discussed during site meetings. This could also include reference to cooperation with the CDM coordinator. It would also include reporting any visible risks, such as traffic management issues.